The capital city of Hanoi is a crowded city filled with sounds all around. Each of those sounds brings different emotions to people, be it happiness, anger, sadness, or just a neutral emotion. A German vocal improviser has translated some of those sounds into vocalizations in order to help people experience Hanoi in a very unique way. We'll get a chance to meet with Michael Schiefel in our segment of On the Mic this week to learn more about his project called 5 Emotions for Hanoi and see how the capital city is portrayed in musical language.
A star lantern, a mask, a wooden stick, a metal brush, a hero doll. 5 items of 5 different colors coordinated with sounds to present 5 different emotions. It can be happiness, sadness, or something more epic. It all depends upon the individual. Just step on the mat and find out. More people standing on different mats create an even more interesting mix of sound and emotion. That's what we call 5 emotions for Hanoi.
Hello and welcome, Michael. Thank you for joining our On the Mic segment. Can you walk us through the 5 emotions that you portrayed in this concept?
You have 5 different emotions or 5 different atmospheres that you can walk through. The different atmospheres are symbolized by colors. You have a red one, a blue one, a yellow, a green, and a gray one. And what exactly those colors are going to make you feel is really up to you. For example, the red one sounds quite happy. So you will step on the red mat and it will make you feel happy. And the blue one will make you feel sad. But there are more emotions, and I don't really want to put too many labels on them because it's really up to you to decide what kind of emotion it is. And the fun thing about it is that you can step on several mats at once. So this way you can even have 3 people singing sad or happy or whatever, and this way you will have more interaction and more fun experience.
Now, could you talk a little bit about the ideas behind this concept, namely 5 emotions for Hanoi?
First of all, the sound of the Hanoi atmosphere around me was inspired by my last stay when I was here. And I tried to echo that from my memory, even though it is a voice recording, so it is me singing what I feel. And secondly, we went around the city and collected items, a little bit like artifacts, so to speak, that you can also see in the performance. So once you stand in front of a mat, you stand on a mat, you will also see certain items that are supposed to make you feel, and that is connected to Hanoi this way.
Michael Schiefel from Germany works as a singer, composer, and sound artist. In addition to his concert career throughout the world, he works with a combination of vocal improvisation in loops and other electronic effects. His visit to Vietnam last May to join a jazz concert inspired him to work on the 5 Emotion for Hanoi project. As a sound artist, he was deeply impressed with the diversity of sound in Hanoi. He translated some of those sounds into vocalization of his own to depict Hanoi in a very unique way.
Your interactive soundscape has been inspired by your last visit to Vietnam in 2016. Can you tell us about your experiences and the sounds that you collected during that trip?
When I came here half a year ago, I worked with musicians from other European countries and from Vietnam, and we put a concert together. So we also had a lot of time to go around Hanoi, experience the city, collect the sounds, hear the cars, hear the birds, hear the nature and the streets. And it was a great experience because it sounds quite different from what you hear in Germany. So after I came back home, I remembered these sounds. I used my voice to create a vocal version of what I heard. Of course, this sounds very different from the actual city sounds.
You call yourself a vocal improviser, so can you explain the difference between a singer and a vocal improviser?
I am a singer, that is true, and I also teach vocals, so I'm always interested in animating other people to sing as well. But this sound installation is more about the experience of walking around and listening to the sound of the voice.
The stage of a vocal improviser seems to be arranged differently compared to a normal stage. So what role does it play for you?
Sound installation, of course, looks very different from a concert. When you give a concert, you have a stage in front and you have the audience observing the stage. But in this sound installation, it's not like that. Everybody can walk into the room and go anywhere within the room. There is no center, there is no stage. So even after I leave, the performance will keep running on its own and people can still enjoy it.
Hanoians showed great interest in being able to discover the city in a different way. Local and even foreign visitors couldn't hold back their excitement when stepping on the mat and imagining where those sounds in Hanoi came from. 5 Emotions for Hanoi marks the first time Michael has cooperated with the young sound engineer Fabian Bronner. In over a decade working in the field, Fabian said it was the first time he would install such an interactive soundscape.
When you're working at a concert as a sound engineer, it's, well, you somehow have influence on the music. You decide how it will sound for the audience. I cannot do this in here, that when you step on the mat, something will happen, and when there are 2 persons in here, that, well, something new will happen, because when there are more persons in here, you can influence the sound in other ways than when you are just alone. We developed the whole thing in Germany, and so this was, I guess, 2 to 3 months.
I understand this is your first time collaborating with Fabian, a sound engineer in this sound space. So what can you tell us about this collaboration?
I met Fabian Bronner, the technical engineer of this installation, in Germany 3 years ago. And we became friends and we started talking about several concepts that we could work on. And for this installation, I realized that the ideas that I had for the loudspeakers, for the sounds to play, is quite complex. At first it seems simple, but when you start stepping on the mats, it gets more and more complicated. For a sound installation especially, I would have no way of doing that myself. The moment I want interaction and a computer to actually control things, I am not a programmer. I don't know how to write a computer program, and I always need technical help with this. And that's why I'm so grateful that Fabian is there and makes this all reality.
Before Hanoi, have you created a unique space like this for any other destinations or city around the world?
I have created other soundscapes, so to speak, other sound installations, but never in this interactive way. And this was a new challenge for me because I've never done that before. And I'm very happy about it. When we set it up, I saw people walk in and try it out, and they seemed very happy and have a lot of fun with it. So I'm very pleased that this worked out.
Can you reveal your upcoming plans in sound?
I will definitely keep on improvising and singing and giving concerts, but especially now that this installation was so beautiful, it came out so beautifully, I'm also planning on doing more installations with vocal sounds in them, because I think it's a very wonderful challenge to have, and it's a new world for me.
Thank you so much for joining our program.